Alright, what's going on guys, it's Orangey, and since Arc Raiders just released, I've been going over the forums, the discords, the communities, and it looks like the majority of the people are asking similar questions, and that question is how to upgrade Scrappy, aka your very helpful and lovable pet rooster. Scrappy is your pet rooster that passively gets materials for you when you're raiding, and he gives you basic crafting materials that you use for pretty much everything. So after each raid, he brings back materials. But the most valuable thing he brings back are these assorted seeds, because these assorted seeds can be used to trade for very valuable items. So all you have to do is go over to trade and head to Celeste, and she has a whole roster of items to choose from, and they all cost relatively low seeds. This is why you really want to upgrade Scrappy, because the more you upgrade Scrappy, the more materials he's bringing in, and that means more crafting materials and more seeds. So let's get on how to upgrade Scrappy. I'm going to be showing you all the locations for all of the valuable items that Scrappy needs, so that means the dog collar, the cat bed, the pillow. Then I'm going to show you all the fruit locations. So that's the lemons, the apricots, the olives, the pears, everything. I'm going to show you how to max out Scrappy fast. So you can get all these materials, fast. And you know what the cool thing is? A lot of them spawn in one place. You don't even have to hop, map to map. You only have to hop over to one other map. But other than that, everything is in damn battlegrounds. Real quick, I wanted to thank you guys for the insane support that I got on my last video. It's a really good money-making guide that I put together myself. I'm constantly at 250,000 or 300,000, but I always blow it super quickly because I go PvP in the buried city. But whenever I'm low, I do that same strategy and I shoot up in money. So if you enjoyed that, or these item locations I'm about to show you, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps me out being a small creator so much, and it truly does mean the world. Okay, with all that yapping out the way, let's get to these locations. So on Damn Battlegrounds, you only have to go to 2 spots, with the main spot being Research and Administration, and you can already knock 3 things off your list by coming here. And those 3 things are the dog collar that you need for the first upgrade, the cat bed that you need for the 3rd upgrade, and the 3 pillows that you need for the last upgrade. So what you could do is keep hitting Research and Administration until you get all 3, so you don't have to come back and look for them in the future. Meaning if I ended up getting 3 pillows while I was looking for a cat bed, that's good, you already have them so you don't have to come back in the future. So just grab all 3 while you're here, it doesn't matter if you need them at the moment or not. So what you're going to want to do when you get to Research and Administration is go to the main lobby and take the zipline up. And everything you're going to be looking for is in those offices and lockers. So in this office desk right here, I ended up getting a dog collar. So that's one item out the way, let's look for the others. So in this clip, I ended up getting a cat bed. It is during a night raid though, but it doesn't matter, it could be day or night, which I'll show you in just a second. I told you it was going to be just a second, so in this clip, I ended up getting a dog collar and a cat bed during the day. Yeah, I have no game audio here, for some reason. So, how's your day? Okay, back to the video. Alright, the last and final item that you can get here is the pillows. They are the most elusive. Like out of 4 runs, I ended up getting like 2, which is still really good. You don't gotta be looking in the abandoned houses or anything. You know where they are. It's just a matter of like RNG. So now we can move on to the vegetation and fruit. And there's a little bit more to get on this map. So the next item that you can get is the prickly pears. And they are always right under or next to cactuses. And these cactuses spawn around the Pale Apartments and Ruby Residence. You can also find dog collars at these apartments, but I found it easier to find them with the cat beds and pillows at Research and Administration. And finally, the last thing you can get on this map is mushrooms. And collecting these things suck, because you need 12 of them, and they're scattered out all across the swamp and the dome complex. So that's what makes these things very tedious to collect. And I guess I should mention it, although not ideal, if you load into Damn Battlegrounds during like the Bloom event, you can find these baskets and the baskets will have mushrooms. But now that that's out of the way, let's get to the spawns. Here goes the first and most common one along the base inside the tree trunk of this knockdown tree. Out of all the mushroom spots, this one was most consistent. Here goes the second one on a tree right outside of a dome building. Here goes another one on a tree right across the central swamp lift. Now there's two inside of this dome complex. One can be in the water on this like generator, and the other can be against this wall. In the 3 runs that I did to try to get footage for mushrooms, all 3 of them back to back spawned on the wall, and none of them spawned inside the water generator area. But trust me, they do spawn there. In my personal experience, the mushrooms took me the longest. Out of all the resources that we've been gathering, the mushrooms were the ones that did not like me. I saw in some community forums that mushrooms can spawn in a whole wide variety of places. This is just where I personally found mine. So now finally it's time to move on to our next map. The last map, Blue Gate. And here we're going to find our last 3 items that we need, which are lemons, apricots, and olives. And similar to Dam Battlegrounds, they all spawn in the same place, which is here in the Olive Grove and the Ruined Homestead. And lemons can also spawn here below the Adorned Wreckage. So let's see what these spawns look like. So first let's talk about the Olive Grove, and this place is a hot spot for Ark and other raiders. So be very careful. As soon as you loot whatever fruit you need, put it in your safe spot immediately. So if you do end up getting down, you're still getting the fruit. So all across the Olive Grove, and there's some in the Ruined Homestead as well, are these trees. And these trees will drop you olives, apricots, and lemons. All of the last 3 things that we need, and you can usually get 2 fruit per tree. As you can see in the clip, there's one on the ground, and you can end up kicking the tree for you to drop more fruit. Again, be careful with the Ark. Like here, I just came in with a very basic loadout just trying to get the items, and I ended up getting down by the Ark. But since I have the items in my safe slot, I'm gonna get them either way. So here I found an olive on the ground right next to this tree, and these are what the olive trees look like. So if I was up, I could pick up the olive and kick the olive tree for it to drop, more olives. Here's the next clip of me finding a lemon. Here goes the olive tree, but I couldn't end up kicking it to get more olives. It looks like it's 50-50 when rather you can kick it or not. And here's an apricot tree, and again, these are all in the same area. And here are some apricots and lemons near the Ruined Homestead. And if you're struggling to find lemons, I also found this spot on the map. And that's it. That was the last bit of materials that you needed to upgrade Scrappy. And once your Scrappy is maxed out, he's going to be bringing in so much more materials for you. And one thing I did want to point out, I know most of these items can spawn pretty much anywhere, and they do have like certain hotspots. These were just my locations that I myself found easiest. But if you guys enjoyed these spots, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out a ton. My name's Orangey, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.